All right, California energy deficiency. Jesus Christ, we're going deep this fucking week. Billy Bronzeballs. As a California resident, listening to your podcast last week, you mentioned how relieved you were that the state is mandating to switch for trucks to run on electric trucks. I used to be in this camp as well until I realized how efficient the electric grid is in this state, particularly when the sun is blotted out by smoke from huge fire. Oh, stop it. Oh, they're not saying they're going to be solar powered. The state relies on sun and wind for its electricity. All right, but Jesus Christ, I don't understand fucking people. They're just against cleaner stuff. I just don't fucking get it. They're just against helping out poor people. They're just against fucking everything. And clearly what the fuck we're doing is not working. It's not working. It's not fucking working. And any time somebody tries to do something new, they just try to pick out a fucking problem with it. Yes, if there was fires 24/7, yes, there would be a problem relying on the solar. But what about the other 350 fucking days of the year? It's not cloudy. All right. Anyway. And the reason we had blackouts are because we didn't have enough sun and a shortfall in wind to keep up with the demands of the grid. Adding a bunch of trucks to the already underperforming grid is a recipe for disaster. No, it isn't. I think we just need to invest more money into that grid. And I think there's been enough oilmen and lobbyists preventing that. You know, when the standing president is going like, all of a sudden the wind doesn't blow and you can't watch your favorite TV show. Like he's literally talking against it. The state isn't planning accordingly to handle this uptick in demand. I think we should be building additional nuclear power plants to replace the one and only nuclear power plant in Diablo Canyon, which is scheduled to close in 2025. Nuclear energy is carbon-free, and surely our politicians see this shortfall coming. Could employ the scientific community to find a safe way to deposit the waste. Here's the deal. If you just let scientists solve all of this and you didn't have politics involved, they could all get on the same page. Well, even then, you'd have egos and they'd want credit. I don't know. Nuclear energy is carbon-free. I already read that. We get it that climate change is presenting new challenges to our state that are incredibly difficult to overcome. But I've had enough of blame placing. How about we get some logical solutions implemented to help us overcome the challenges instead of placing blame? Now, this is what I agree with. Around every freaking time something terrible yet predictable happens. Since we are the home of technology and the most affected by climate change, we should be leading the way in innovative solutions. But instead, we get an empty suit with both palms up, blaming humans everywhere in the world for why our state continues to burn every year. Just my thoughts, and go fuck yourself. Yeah, well, I think the problem is everything has been politicized. So, I don't know. Somehow global warming becomes a liberal or a conservative fucking problem. And the problem is you have all of this money, this old money, and these old ways of doing things, and the way corporations behave, they don't want to lose any money. And it's going to kill all of us if we don't, or I should say greatly affect the way we're going to live. So, I don't know. Love that guy at Tesla or hate him. We need more guys like that who just can act independently and try to do something. I don't know what. I have no idea. You know more than I do, but like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's 120 fucking degrees out here last weekend. Okay, everything's on fucking fire. We got to do something, and I believe that we will do something. But we have to stop attacking each other, which I kind of did at the beginning. That I probably attacked you, so I apologize. There we go. See, I'm trying to be an adult here. All right, renewable energy. Hey, Billy Blubberbutt. I don't know why I got that, but okay. I was listening to your MMP for September 14th. Someone from California wrote in decrying using renewable to power the grid. saying that it has shortfalls in the stability of its power generation. Parentheses, I can't always see the sun, I think was the argument. It was a little more deeper than that. I have been an engineer in the U.S. oil and gas industry. I cannot believe some of the brainiacs that listen to this podcast. It must be like, how my wife watches Real Housewives just to shut her brain off. I think smart people might tune into this thing. They definitely don't listen to it for the information. So anyway, I have been an engineer in the U.S. and gas industry. I have also worked for a renewable energy think tank. I have seen both sides of the aisle and wanted to write you in response to that guy's letter because he sounds like a lot of people I worked with in oil and gas. If he's representative of some of your listeners, then maybe I can do some good here by straightening some things out. Okay, here we go. I like this. Point, counterpoint. There are a few common arguments that get rolled out as anti-renewable energy sources, and so I'll deal with these briefly in turn. Yeah, I mean, I'm of the conspiracy belief that the current, I don't even know what the resources that we use for energy and power, you're fucking with blue blood money. And to try to get those people to change, and like I said, the only way to do it is you have to give them the sun. Just shut off the derricks, shut off the wells, shut all of this shit off. We're all going to go solar. You can keep fucking selling the oil and all of that shit, and you own the sun. Your family owns the sun. Okay? And when that thing burns out, we're all going to be dead. So you guys are going to be good for the rest of your fucking life. It's the only way to get them off of what they're holding on to. That's my philosophy here. And they've bought all the politicians and all of that shit. All right, and renewable energy sources are unreliable because sometimes it isn't sunny or windy. So there are these things called batteries. And they, oh God, he's gonna be talking down to us. I love it. So there are these things called batteries, and they store energy. The issue with renewable up to about 5 to 10 years ago was that batteries couldn't be built at cost to store energy on that scale. However, this is not the case anymore. It is now standard to build a large battery farm with a renewable project. The battery is able to store and release energy to the grid as required. These are already in use in the U.S., Australia, the other fire country, and many countries in Europe. As battery technology improves, this actually makes electrical grids more versatile and capable of charging to meet the demands in real time. Some countries in less sunny climates, such as Germany, Iceland, Wales, and Denmark, are closing in on being entirely dependent on renewable energy sources to power their national grids. How exciting is that? They are not experiencing constant blackouts. That's amazing. I saw a YouTube advertisement for these Tesla solar panels, and I was thinking, like, if I can stick those on the side of my house, why can't I stick them on the side of a 76 GMC RV? Just fucking set the cross-country record. 3 drivers. We do it in 24 hours because we never had to stop. Number 2, renewables don't support as many jobs as fossil fuel energy does. This wasn't mentioned, but it is a common argument and one I have a lot of sympathy for. Coal and oil and gas are huge industry that employ hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. There's another reason why it's difficult to switch. So we have to do this in a way where these people that work for these companies and busted their ass and moved up the ladder are not left out of pocket here. Especially in parts of America, they support entire towns and communities. It has been argued that renewables do not and cannot produce the same number of jobs as oil and gas. In fact, this is false. A peer-reviewed study, well, it just makes sense. If you're going to be powering a whole city, are they saying the technology is so amazing that some jobs are going to get taken away? Anyway, a peer-reviewed study from 2017 found for every $10 million of investment oil, gas creates 27 full-time equivalent jobs, whilst renewables create 75. You might not be getting $200,000 to drive a truck anymore, but you don't get peanuts either. Renewables require ongoing upkeeping and maintenance too, so these jobs are not one and done in in nature. Number 3, nuclear is the way. This is not so clear-cut either way, but I fall on the side of nuclear not being a good option. Here are my reasons. Nuclear power plants take decades to get fully operational, always come in way over budget. Look up Hinkley Point C, for example. Has associated extreme security concern and has nuclear waste products. And has nuclear power plants. And has waste products where the only option to get rid of them is to dig a giant hole, drop it in, and cover it with as much cement as you can get your hands on. Even then, you can still fuck it up. The U.S. just spent $19 billion on the waste isolation pilot plant in New Mexico, but a single mislabeled container contaminated the site just a couple of years after opening. The cleanup took 3 years and a cost of $2 billion. Yeah, the thing I don't like about nuclear waste is the waste. And I was thinking, well, then you build a rocket and you shoot it out into space. I don't know what you do with it. The benefit of nuclear power is that it has no greenhouse gas emissions. That's great. And can produce large quantities of energy in a single power plant. However, for me, the juice is absolutely not worth the squeeze. Anyway, if you make it this far, then thanks for reading. Dude, this has been fascinating. I hope I have convinced even one of your listeners to at least go out and do a bit more research for themselves. Listening to your stupid rants provides a brief highlight at the start of the work week. That's why he listens. Keep it up and go fuck yourself. Yeah, listen to my stupid rants. I love it. There's a smart guy out there. Listen to this dumb, bald idiot before I have to go in here and use 3/4 of my brain.